Americans hold record retirement funds, yet are withdrawing them faster than any time in 20 years. Average balances hit $167,000, but the median is just $44,000. A 4% withdrawal yields $147 a month. That won't even cover gas and electricity. To track where the breakdown happens, we will follow 3 paychecks. Ella is a dental hygienist, scraping plaque for 40 hours a week. Josiah runs an HVAC crew on roofs in August. Olivia is a claims adjuster working at a desk in Charlotte. By the end of the decade, the lowest earning worker of these 3 will end up with the most wealth. The highest earner will end up with almost nothing. The gap between poverty and financial independence is dictated by the strict mathematical sequence in which a paycheck is allocated. Step 1 is capturing the only guaranteed return anyone will ever offer you. When an employer matches retirement contributions, they are handing over cash for doing paperwork. If a plan matches 50 cents on the dollar, that is an instant 50% return before the stock market even opens. However, corporate automatic enrollment has created a hidden trap. It often gets employees in the door at a default rate set below the full match. Ella, for instance, earns a 6% match, but if she sticks to the default 3%, she is volunteering for a pay cut. This diagram shows the cost of skipping step 2, the cash buffer. When Josiah's van motor died and his daughter needed a crown, he had no cash. He raided his 401k for $2,000. After the 10% penalty in taxes, he only received about $1,300. But he gave up $14,000 in future compounding. The mathematical way to defend against this penalty trap is to park 3 to 6 months of living expenses in a separate high-yield savings account. It stays separate from your debit card, ensuring you never have to trade $14,000 of your future for $1,300 of your present. Investing in the stock market without a liquid cash cushion first guarantees long-term wealth destruction the moment an inevitable emergency occurs. This chart compares the average credit card interest rate against projected stock market returns. A towering 22% rate working against you sits right next to a hopeful 5% working for you. It is mathematically impossible to outinvest consumer debt. Once that high-interest debt is gone, you can move to step 4. This step relies on Health Savings Account, which carries more tax efficiency than any other vehicle in the tax code. The HSA carries a triple tax advantage. Money goes in untaxed, it grows untaxed, and it comes out untaxed to pay for medical costs. Nothing else in the entire tax code lets you bypass the IRS 3 separate times. Olivia had an HSA for 4 years, but because she assumed it was just insurance, her $500 deposit sat in stagnant cash. Only 10% of HSA users actually route that money upward into investments. The rest miss out on the compounding curve shown here. Taking advantage of tax-advantaged accounts is only effective if you treat them as growth vehicles. You must actively move those funds out of cash and into growth assets. Step 5 confronts the reality of lifestyle creep. When you get a raise, your spending naturally rises to meet it. Within exactly 8 weeks, that extra income is usually absorbed by a slightly nicer grocery run or a subscription you forgot. The mechanical solution is to intercept that new money. The moment a raise or bonus hits, you increase your investment contribution rate by the same amount on that same day. This chart visualizes how that single action compounds. The flat baseline is your current standard of living, which remains unchanged. The accelerating curve above it shows the result of banking consecutive modest raises over a long career, yielding millions without forcing a lifestyle reduction. Most employer retirement portals feature an automatic escalation setting. Olivia used this to automate a 4% raise. She checked a box once, and the portal now executes this strategy in the background, without requiring her constant intervention. Your savings rate is the variable with the most leverage in the entire equation. It is the one factor almost entirely under your control. This sequence explains Josiah's empty account. Although he earns the most, he invested aggressively before building a cash cushion. That van repair and dental bill forced him to liquidate his progress at a 10% penalty, resetting him to 0. Olivia, earning the least, ended up furthest ahead. She stopped treating her HSA like a checking account and automated her raises so she never had to give up money she was already used to spending. Not a single step in this sequence requires earning a higher salary. It solely requires repositioning the dollars you already generate into positions where they stop leaking and start compounding. Do one thing tonight. Log into your payroll portal, Find whatever your employer promises as a match and make your contribution rate meet it. Financial freedom is the byproduct of locking in the correct mathematical sequence early. By moving your money into the right order, work eventually becomes a choice rather than a necessity.